If you guys have been worried about the quality of Blade and Sorcery mods lately, don't be. I decided to go back to my roots and upgraded the Rasengan and a bunch of other awesome things in Trials of the Shinobi, so stay tuned for that. So let's get started. As you can tell, we have this lovely fellow right here. Well, we select the Rasengan, pull the trigger. This is what it looks like. It grows in our hand, it looks beautiful, all that cool stuff. And when you hit an enemy, they get knocked back. But unlike how it was before, I decided to recode how it actually knocks them back. And now it properly checks the speed of the Rasengan on collision with the enemy and knocks them back accordingly. But just in case that doesn't make you guys excited, I added a bunch of incredible new features that we can control. So just let's get to it. First off, obviously the Rasengan, just touching them does a little bit of knockback. And if you really go back and hit them, they go farther. That's easy. With some of the features that I've added, now I do need to reorganize this, but just for testing purposes, let's do the normal knockback, and let's increase the multiplier. Why don't we do it to 0.1, just so I can show you guys. So this is how much you can customize it. Obviously, with what you just saw, the Rasengan, it hits them now, but there is no knockback. Well, why is that? The multiplier is set so low. Well, let's just set it to something like 3, and then let's see what happens. And you remember how much it knocked them back before? Well, yeah, and that was just a little touch. So it's all completely customizable now, so you guys can experiment to your heart's content. Okay, I've set it back to normal, and obviously it is the same thing with the giant Rasengan. One thing I did fix, though, is now we have the proper vibrations, proper hand pose for the giant Rasengan as well. And of course, hitting an enemy, by default, it does about twice as much knockback as the normal Rasengan. But just wait, there is quite a bit more that I want to show you. So you guys remember how the Rasengan has a couple imbues and merges? Well, let's get to that. First up, we have our fire imbue. So we have our orange Rasengan. This isn't a fire or a lava Rasengan though. Knocks him back, it does a bit of fire on collision, so very, very cool. Next up, we have our lightning, which is our wind Rasengan. I gotta say, I really do love how this turned out. And keep in mind, these particles will go away in a future update. It's just a limitation in the Blade and Sorcery code now. And I did figure out how to fix it for other spells, but I'll get to that in just a second. So again, knocks him back, little bit of lightning damage, very, very cool. If we use gravity, we have our magnet Rasengan, which I will make this throwable at some point, but for now, I really like the way that this turned out. Okay, now here's where we start getting into some of the new features that I really want to show you guys. And then I'm going to get to some of the upgraded ones as well. So what we have is our Renegon. Now I did showcase this in my Discord, so if you're not part of it, definitely join it. But we have the Tailed Beast Rasengan right here. Look at this beauty. I spent a while making it and trying to get these particles to look as good as they do, and I'm honestly really proud of it. I think it turned out great. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. But at least as for now. And yeah, it knocks enemies back, that's pretty cool. But my favorite part is now, unlike the Rasengan that you can just hit enemies, you can actually throw out the Super Mini Tailed Beast Bomb. So I'm super happy with how this turned out. And in case you guys are worried, Rasengan, you can't throw it out. It's only with a Super Mini Tailed Beast Bomb that you can actually do that. Well, kind of. Now this is when I get to explain it just a little bit more. So obviously we have our Shadow Clone Jutsu spawning a couple of guys. Hey pal, you can just chill over there for a second. Well, now if we imbue our Rasengan, so this is what it normally looks like. If we imbue it with this, we now have Boruto's Vanishing Rasengan, which I don't know if you guys can tell. Just take a look at the difference. A little bit smaller, a little bit more grayed out. But the cool part about it is obviously you can throw it. So we throw it, it eventually disappears, and it explodes on enemies. Now I'm going to do this in super slow motion. So watch this, ready? And we throw it out. This is what it looks like. And we're following it, we're following it, we're following it. We're still going. Notice it's gradually shrinking and disappearing. It's gone, but it still hits the enemy and can knock them back, and it does these awesome explosion particles. Yeah, I'm very, very happy with how it turned out. So, for now, that's what it looks like. And let me know what you guys think. I feel like I can still improve it a bit. There are a couple of things I'd still like to tweak and change, but I'm pretty happy with it overall. But wait, there's more. I recently discovered that there was a pesky bug when you would try to imbue the Rasengan or the Rasen Shuriken with any spell that isn't one of the designated spells. So, that really stinks, because that would make the particles go away. Well, what I did was I not only fixed that, but I made it so, let's say you want to imbue it with something else you like the Atomic Dismantling Jutsu. We now have an Atomic Dismantling Rasengan, which basically evaporates enemies. Just for fun. Or, you know, if that doesn't float your boat, you can always get the Amaterasu Rasengan and light enemies on black fire, knock them back. It's just a ton of fun. You can experiment. It's not only my spells that work with it, it's all of them. So experiment, have a lot of fun. And don't forget, a link to this mod is down below in the description. All these updates will be coming very, very soon. And let's continue. So obviously, with our Rasengan, if we put two of them together, we get Asuro's Rasengan. And the biggest bug, the thing that was bothering me the most, was that it would only do the start audio and looping audio attached to the particles, and it just would not work, because as soon as you threw it out, the particles would stay forever. So I made them an actual effect in the JSON, which lets us be able to not only merge it, but now when we shoot it out, it properly explodes and has the audio following. But just in case that wasn't enough for you guys, let's put it together. We get Asuro's Rasengan and just a nice little explosion. Oh man. Wow, you really hit her in the spot. Alright, nice. So, obviously with that, if we go back to our mods, we can customize the explosion force, the explosion radius. There's, I believe, at this point, there's over 100 different things that we can customize in Trials of the Shinobi. So definitely make sure to experiment, and you guys can have a lot of fun with this. Alright, so what we're going to do now is get our Rasengan, and I don't know if this really counts as part of the Rasengan. I'll probably showcase this in the Rasen Shuriken video, which is coming up next. But what I'm going to do is show you guys the final merge of the Rasengan, which is, we obviously have our Rasen Shuriken and our Rasengan. Side note, I managed to fix the way that these particles work, so it actually looks like we're holding the Rasen Shuriken properly now, when it follows the rotation of our hand and all that good stuff. So, anyways, I digress. We'll be showing that next video, but if we merge these two together, we now get our Rasen Ringu. It's about the size of a Rasengan with the force of, I don't know, maybe 5 Rasen Shuriken. You guys know how much knockback the Rasen Shuriken has. And aside from how lovely these particles are, it does that explosion. And one big thing is, before it would only shoot out the growing charge effect. So it would shoot out this effect right here. Now when you shoot it out, it is a fully formed, oh man, Rasen Ringu right there. Wow. And the Rasen Ringu, super powerful, so much fun to use. But I think that's it. So if you guys like the Rasengan, you like the giant Rasengan, you like this video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. It helps out the channel a ton. Thanks for watching.